Mikey! Tucker Matthews just won't stop wanting to cuddle. And I can accept that. That's my baby. That's my buddy. It's a bit warm now. Tucker Matthews. Okay, I gotta share the link to the stream with the group chat. Testing. Testing. Good sound quality. Testing. Echo. I'm anxious, yo. Oh, I'm so excited. The mock drafts are over. It's time. It's time. I have this song stuck in my head from this band called The Paradox. It's like Black 182. They're a black pop punk band. This is a karaoke version because if I play the real song, I'd probably get banned the stream. The song has just been in my head. I've listened to it like 7 times between yesterday all day, last night. I did a 12-hour stream last night. I was up from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. from Friday to Saturday morning. I almost did a 24-hour live stream. Hey, going. That's a jam. Okay, so fantasy football. Who is it going to be? The draft really starts at pick 1. I need a way to make this the correct size and shape. I did not see the Colts game. I fell asleep during the Lions game. Let's pop this chat out. That'd be even better. There you go. I was watching the Lions game. I saw the Isaac Tesla catch, and I was like, he's a good receiver. That's a good catch. He's athletic. And then he did that worm, and I'm like, this dude's our Cooper Kupp. This dude's going to be an amazing player. I absolutely cannot wait. There we go. Perfect. Everything's coming up Millhouse, man. I'm in such a good mood. Danielle's doing a lot better. She's about to get admitted to a rehab facility. It's like another step in her recovery. Another positive step forward. I look forward to this all year long. It's crazy. I love drafts. I do Colts. Oh, they smoked the Bengals. I just love the draft. I do a lot of mock drafts for fantasy, and then during the NFL season, I like to do real NFL mock drafts and try to predict who the Lions are going to pick. I do have a pen and paper here. I want to make some predictions on where I think some people are going to go in this draft. It'd be kind of funny. Yeah, Tucker, you got to move, buddy. I want to write my predictions down, and then when the prediction happens, I'll share it with you. Be like, look, Tony was right. All right, Joe, I'm going to give you a call. Oh. Hey, Joe. What's up, pal?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Tony?
Hey.
Yeah, man, just a quick question. Because I just realized, I'm out of town, but I'm on my phone. I can draft on the app where I've never done it before.
Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely draft on your
My
phone.
shit, and I've seen your message and everything, even though it's about the app.
Yeah.
Fuck, can't miss it. Alright.
Yep.
So I'm already logged in. Just when it does it pop up my shit when it's my turn, I have a clock and everything, or how's it work?
Yeah. I mean, you want to pay attention during the draft. You know what I mean? It's
No, for sure.
yeah.
But last year I was busy and it was auto, so I'm on it. I want to lock in here, so.
Damn, dude, and you made the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, you're good at it, though.
Yeah, I'm so,
The Lions players that came through for you.
yeah, I'm so excited, dude. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this draft.
Excellent, bro. Looks fucking great, dude.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
Starts in 13 minutes and 49 seconds.
All right, man. I'll be there.
All right, cool. Bye. Woohoo! Yeah, if you have a computer and like a phone also, it's nice. Let's call Stevie. Is Stevie around? Roll call. Who's here? Okay, so my first prediction. Do. How did I end up going on a bender? Oh, I'm so nervous. Can I do one more mock draft? Can I do one more mock draft? Yep, I sure can. I've got a game plan. Oh, I can only do it. I have another fantasy football draft with my new job. I started a league with them and my friends Adam and Amanda from up north in Michigan. Ooh, I'm afraid that there's some people not around. Is Stevie here? Why is it so warm? Ugh. I suppose I can still do a fantasy draft with a mock draft with my other league. In that league, I have the third pick. Who's Coyote? Welcome, Coyote. Man, it's so warm. I hope my fan's not too loud on the mic, but I'm just anxious. I'm sweating. Who do you guys like this season in the NFL? Who do you think's gonna go to the Super Bowl? I think the Lions have an incredibly tough schedule. I could see them going 10-7, but getting hot late in the year and being road warriors, just like the 2007 and 2011 New York Giants. I could see them going into Washington and getting a win, going into Philadelphia and running the ball 40 times and beating the Eagles in the snow. And then I can see them beating, say the Packers win the division. I can see them going into Lambeau and winning 3 times against Green Bay, even though Packers had a better record and won the division. Winning in Lambeau to go to the Super Bowl would be awesome. I think Buffalo and Baltimore are the cream of the crop in the AFC. I think it's going to be an incredibly close year when it comes to the division standings. I think there's a lot of teams that are really good. I think there's a lot of teams that are quarterback injury away from, what up, Neos, from having their season ruined. The Lions included. Although I think if Jared Goff goes down, all gas, no brakes. You spelled brakes wrong, but that's okay. I mean, that's one way to spell brakes, but that means like no rest. Brakes as in your car is BRAKES. Not to be grammar police, to correct and serve, but you know. Whew, anxious. Super excited. I know who I'm drafting in every round, pretty much, if they're available. If that person's not there, I gotta pivot. There's one player in a certain round that really makes my entire draft. Oh, speaking of which, let's write that down. Not me down. Normally I would look at Vegas odds and see Normally, I would look at Vegas odds and see what Vegas thinks. Like, who's going to lead the league in receptions? Who's going to lead the league in rushing yards? Who's going to lead the league in touchdowns? What's the over-under on passing yards? What player has the most passing yards? You know, is there... do people's backups have a lot of expectations? It's, you know, I want to talk about certain players and stuff, but I can't really give away draft strategy. Oh, did I? Okay. Two. I mean, do I have any other bold predictions? That's a good question, Mikey. I gotta set that up. I want to talk to a few more friends. Shit, Joe's having problems. Joe's having an issue logging in. I may have to pause the draft. I think it'd be really cool if we did it in such a way, also some year maybe, where instead of everyone being on their own and being on the clock, they have to call me and make the pick. Right? You call me and then I play the ESPN chime. I'll play it for you. Oh, let's see here. And then I announce the pick. This one here. You know that sound. With the first overall selection in the 2025 MCN and Friends Fantasy Football Draft, Joe Wheeler selects We're 210 seconds away. I'm so excited. I just hope Joe gets here. Come on, Joe. I don't know if I can pause the draft. Let's ask Google. Can I pause the start of the fantasy football draft on ESPN? How to pause the clock on ESPN Fantasy Football Draft. Uh, maybe this will help you, Joe. How do I pause the start of the fantasy football draft on ESPN? Draft client. Where's draft client? I don't know how to do it. 1 minute till it starts. Come on, Joe. League manager. Won't let me do it. Maybe it's because the draft's not on yet. Love you guys. I'm so happy you're all here. Life is hard. This is just a game, but this is a cool thing that we can experience together. Joe's on the clock. Oh, he made it. Great. And Jamar Chase did go first. I saw that coming. AJ, are you there, buddy? Please be there, AJ. AJ is a great coworker of mine that I worked with at MCN. Good dude. Florida guy. Oh, that's something else I got remember. AJ, you there, buddy? Up for some Jackbox? Yeah, I'll play some Jackbox. You guys want to play Jackbox after the draft? That'd be a lot of fun. It's a cool little interactive party game. We haven't even started. We got a couple people with technical difficulties. I'll send an email. It's all good, friends. It's all good. Edit league settings. Where did I just go? Did I go here? Yeah, there we go. No. You fucking cats need to chill out. Alright, I do got the draft paused. I got the draft paused. Okay, I gotta focus a moment. League manager tools. Edit managers. Here we go. So let's give one to. Make sure Jesse's got one. It's just going to be a random blank message. Oh, hey, Robert. Yeah, Robert's our new friend from a Facebook fantasy football group. He replaced Danielle. Danielle's focused on her recovery. Be nice, Steve. Come on, man. Let's let that pick brew. Joe took Jamar Chase, which is the best pick. That is the absolute correct pick to make it pick one. I would have selected him at 3. How did I end up going around? I'm in such a good mood. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I almost feel like, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The only thing that can make this better would be Danielle here next to me. I pray every day. How you guys doing on getting into the draft? Yep. Of course, says Steve joined the draft. Danielle's still in the group chat. Her thing's dinging like crazy. I gotta go. Have a phone. Okay. AJ joined, AJ left. Steve joined. I take it you're there, everybody? It says you're here. I'm just gonna call him. No, AJ's in.
Hey,
Hey, what's up? Did you make it in? I sent another email to show you how to click it and get into the draft.
yeah, I'm in there, and Jesse should be in as well, so you can start it back there.
Okay, we're gonna start the draft back up, everybody. Awesome, Steve.
My bad.
That's all good, brother.
What the fuck is going on?
All good, brother. We're happy.
All right, let's have some fun.
Yellow, happy drafting. All right, now the draft begins again. Let's go. I'm like a kid on Christmas. I'm so excited. Who's AJ gonna pick? Yes! You know I love the Lions. You know I love the Lions. But Bijan was the guy I wanted. I would have taken Bijan at 1 if he was available. This is absolutely the player I wanted. Bijan Robinson, he has the easiest rushing schedule opponents-wise. Jahmyr Gibbs has the hardest rushing schedule opponents-wise. Plus, the Lions have a hard schedule. Saquon Barkley goes 4th to, was that Howard? Yep. I wasn't touching Saquon Barkley with a 10-foot pole, and let me tell you why. He was on the Madden cover. He had a ton of carries and volume last season. He has no catch upside. CeeDee Lamb's a great pick. He's a great pick. I almost considered him at 3, and a great team name would be CeeDee's Huts. Like Dak Prescott, here we go, said Hut. So CeeDee's Huts, kind of like CeeDee's, you know what I mean? I think I would have named my team CeeDee's Huts if I drafted CeeDee Lamb. I'm not trying to dog anyone's picks. Sorry. I'm saying good things, but I almost did pick Saquon just because I hate the Eagles, because when Danielle got sick, I got fired, and the person who fired me was an Eagles fan. So I hate the Eagles, and I don't want them to do good. And if they have to do good, that means that I would have Saquon Barkley. So even if they do good, it makes me mad. At least it works out for me. Huge shocker, Derrick Henry going 6th overall. That's a first shocker of the draft. First shocker of the draft. Danielle took Derrick Henry at 6 last year and made the conference finals. It was Brandon Aubrey, who knocked Danielle out of the playoffs. Mikey took Amon-Ra St. Brown, a Detroit Lion. What a great pick. Justin Jefferson, the 3rd, went to 7 to Beth. Christian McCaffrey, off injured. That pick kind of surprises me from Mikey. Stevie at the turn is going Puka Nacua. Great pick. But can Matthew Stafford stay healthy? This is awesome. I meant to write this down. I totally expected Stevie to go receiver, running back, and my first prediction was wrong. I predicted Mikey to select Jonathan Taylor in the 1st or 2nd round. Mikey, I think he made a couple of really good picks. I considered Ashton Genty at 3. Oh my God! What the fuck? What the fuck? Tyler Warren, Devon A. Chan. He helped me win a title last year, but I'm scared of that Miami offense. I have a sad, bold prediction. I think this could be Tua's last season in the league. Once you start getting concussions, it's easier for you to get them. Mike, you absolutely reached on Tyler Warren there, but that could be a great pick. I thought he was a sneaky sleeper to be tight end 1. Whew. I'm on the clock in 3 picks. I told you I wasn't going to get him. I thought he was going to go by round 8 or 9. I told you that. That's okay. You could look like a genius. If you want your guy, you go get your guy. You could look like a genius for that. Steve took JT. Jonathan Taylor helped me win a title last year. He was not very productive throughout the season. Who's Savage Squad? You're running out of time, pal. Who's Savage Squad? I forgot. He didn't take all his time last time, did he? That's Steve. Did he just forget? Or did he make a pick? Josh Jacobs, that's a pretty good pick. That's a solid pick. Oh, no, I'm sorry. James Cook's a great pick. I've done a lot of research, and people were down on James Cook because they think he doesn't have receiving upside. But in that Buffalo offense, he had 18 touchdowns last season. Oh, boy. I didn't expect this draft to fall like this. Shit, I got to take a moment to think about this, guys. Malik Neighbors also helped me win a league last year. All right, I'm going to stick with my draft strategy. Oh, am I? I need a moment to think here. Oh, man. Yep, I'm going with my gut. Brock Bowers. Nico Collins. That was a smash. I could regret that pick, but that's okay. My prediction before it happens. I had a feeling the receivers would fall to me, but I want to stick with my strategy. Brock Bowers was someone I really wanted to walk away with. He scores like a receiver. His volume is crazy. I have the third pick. What's up, Steven Jackson? How are you, pal? Welcome to the draft. Thanks for joining us. You're not in the league, I don't think, of course, but I have the third pick. So far, I've selected Bijan Robinson and Brock Bowers. I had an opportunity to take Nico Collins or Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. helped me win a title last year, but really feel comfortable about my draft board, so I wanted to stick with my strategy. Joe, are you there? Joe. Wake up, Joe. Joe took Brian Thomas Jr. and A.J. Brown. He's got 3 great receivers. He's got 3 sick receivers. AJ took Reapers. So one of my predictions was wrong. I don't know if it would have happened if Joe was here. I don't know what happened to him. I predicted Joe would take a quarterback at 2 or 3. I am going to take a quarterback here, and I'm going to take the guy who led me to the victory last season, Josh Allen. I feel I've got the number 1 running back, the number 1 tight end, and the number 1 running back. I'm sorry, the number 1 running back, number 1 tight end, and number 1 quarterback. For me, so far, the draft is going chalk. When I mean that, it's exactly as I planned it out. Now the real fun begins. Now the draft really starts. Let's look at... I like AJ's team so far a lot. Really like Jesse's picks. Steve took running backs with the same bye week. Hi, little girl. Hi, baby. How you doing? You want to come be my daddy? Doing big plop on the floor. Yeah, I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so I would have drafted Jahmyr Gibbs there, but I didn't love his schedule, and David Montgomery. Let the bottle carry me. Wake up. Scary Terry. Now, is he going to be traded? Is he going to re-sign with Washington? Chase Brown, great pick. He helped me win a title last year. Absolutely great pick. Absolutely wonderful pick. Love Chase Brown. I got him as a sleeper last year. I do my research. I got him as a sleeper last year. Felt real good about him. He was not the starter going into the season. Mikey, Jaden Daniels. I don't like him because when they beat the Lions in the playoffs, he did a jersey swap with Terry Arnold, and Jaden Daniels signed his jersey Cancun on 1, 2, 3. I thought that was a bit bogue, a bit disrespectful. Jalen Hurts, a great pick. See, I took the tight end first. I took the quarterback first. They say that's a bit of a reach, but I'm comfortable with the point discrepancy. they'll all, if you do fantasy football draft research, most people will tell you to wait for quarterback and tight end. That you can get one. You can take the seventh quarterback. You can be the seventh person to take a quarterback and end up with like the second or third quarterback. That's really how you win in fantasy football. Is you take a player, like let's say you take the fifth running back, you need him to be the third best running back. You just need players to outperform their, it's called ADP, average draft position. I was in 3 leagues last year, won the championship in this league. Another league I finished dead last with some friends from up north. There's no punishment there. And then in another league I made the playoffs and won one playoff game. Then was eliminated. There were some really close playoff matches. Being in a fantasy football league too makes watching football fun. It makes it more interesting. It also changes the way you watch the games because you're rooting kind of for both teams. If you got players on two teams, the game's late, you're like, okay, you typically might root for a certain team, but if you need points, you'll root for this guy to score a touchdown and then the other team to get the ball back and score to take the lead. It's tough too. It's tough also when you have players going against your favorite team in real life. So if you have a player and then they're going against your Lions, it's like that's a great pick in Drake London. He's going to get a ton of volume. Michael Penix Jr. could light it up. They've got a ton of weapons. What up, Arturo Flores? Oh, Genti for sure. I think he's going to get a ton of volume. I think they're going to kind of ease with Henry this year in Baltimore. Plus, Lamar's a weapon, and Lamar is a better quarterback than people give him credit for. I mean, he's had playoff failures, but for example, Patrick Mahomes, he threw 2 interceptions in the Super Bowl against the 49ers that they came back from. His defense kind of bailed him out. He won Super Bowl MVP, but he had 2 interceptions in the game. Had the 49ers offense not stalled, and we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, what's his Super Bowl record? 3-2? Right? If he's 2-3, we might be speaking about him differently. Steve, wake up, bro. Tyreek Hill, pretty good pick. Not that Derrick Henry's not great. I like Derrick Henry. I mean, it all depends on who's available there. I think when you're drafting that spot, I'd probably like a guy like Puka Nacua or Amon-Ra St. Brown. Maybe even Ashton Genti there at 7. I'd probably go Ashton Genti at 7. Christian McCaffrey has a pretty easy schedule. The 49ers, by Vegas odds, have their win totals 10.5. So you bet either over 10.5. So Vegas expects them to bounce back a bit. But I have a hard time selecting players who are hurt. Ladd McConkey helped me win a title last year. White boy. I drafted Brock Bowers. I think I might name my team like the Bowers Movement. That's what I was thinking about naming my team because I'm doing all these mock drafts and I'm like, well, what am I going to name my team? Last year my team name was Love Thy Neighbors. Hey, I do my best to manage the league as commissioner. I'll always be fair. And I tell you, I look forward to the draft every year. I'm prepared for it. I wait for it. I can't wait like a kid on Christmas. And I do give you guys ample time to know this is when the draft's happening. This is blah, blah, blah. So, really, you should be here. If you're not, I can't pause the draft all day and 10 minutes for each player. I'm on the clock. This is a player I did not expect to be here, and I'm super excited to take him. I'm from Michigan. You know I love the Lions, but I'm also a huge Michigan Wolverines fan. This Jim Harbaugh guy turned the Michigan Wolverines around, and how did he do it? Running the fucking football. I'm a little skeptical of taking Omarion Hampton here because Rashawn Slater's out for the season. The Chargers did have some issues with their offensive line last year, but I really just believe this guy's going to get a shit ton of carries. He's going to run the ball. Najee Harris had the fireworks accident. Smashing draft on Omarion Hampton. I'm so excited to get him here. This draft's going chalk for me. Every player I've wanted so far, I've gotten. I think Omarion Hampton could be Rookie of the Year. Alvin Kamara, I think that's a good pick. A lot of people are down on him because they think the Saints are going to be bad. But even when they're bad, he just gets a ton of volume. When Jahmyr Gibbs came to the league, Alvin Kamara was the comparison. Alvin Kamara has a game with 6 touchdowns. So, I mean... Oh, I got another prediction. Who drafted Bucky Irving? I meant to predict that AJ would do that. Bucky Irving is a great pick. He's a player I considered. But they've also got a guy named Sean Tucker. No transactions. Chuba Hubbard just got drafted. That's another good pick. People are expecting a bounce back from the Panthers this year. Bryce Young was a dog at Alabama. Even though he's a little dude, they've really built that team up. There's been some trade rumors that Adam Thielen might be traded to the Vikings, a team he used to play for. But yes! Yes! I'm getting all the guys I want, dude. This dude's been lighting up the preseason. His first career touch ever in the NFL in the preseason, he returned for a touchdown. He lit it up at Ohio State. I loathe Ohio. But this dude is going to be fucking dominant for a team that is probably going to make a push for the playoffs this year. Smashing draft on Trevion Henderson. Who needs a receiver? Another team name I thought about was, oops, all rookies. If I would have drafted Ashton Genty, and then also gotten Hampton and Henderson, I might have nicknamed or named my team. Oops, all rookies. Anxiety. So much fun. This is a great draft for me so far. I'm loving my team. I talked with AI about this, and AI was like, you know your football. With everything going on with Danielle and stuff, and me in Florida, I don't know a lot of people. Sam Laporta, great pick. Great pick, Jesse. Young Jesse, who's family of mine, Steven, yeah, he's quietly having an amazing draft. When at the end of the draft, it'll show like projections, how they think the season's gonna go. I bet Jesse's up there near the top. I love his draft so far. Not saying anyone else isn't having a good draft, but I'm just, in particular, I love Jesse's draft so far. But anyways, yeah, I've been chatting with ChatGPT to kind of help me, with life struggles and stuff like that. It's been nice. Everyone's got their own stuff going on. I understand. Be there for people. This life is short. You're not promised tomorrow. I was going to say, did Devontae Adams get hurt or something? That would have been a great pick for me. Mikey, that's a fucking killer pick. That is an absolutely killer pick, dude. One of my predictions was wrong, and when this player gets drafted, I will talk about him. I feel like I want some background music. Let's put that Bender song back on, huh? There's a band called The Paradox, a.k.a. Black 182. Check them out. They're awesome. 50. You said I dunked a field goal. Okay, I misread that. I saw dunked 54-year, and I'm like, he's saying he missed the field goal. He hit the upright. Doink. I love playing Madden. I played Madden a shit ton yesterday, and I love the kicking game. I'm a huge fan of kickers in the NFL. Bold prediction this season, the record for longest ever field goal of 66 yards by Justin Tucker, which happened against the Lions, on some bullshit because the Ravens should have been flagged for delay of game, and they never should have had a chance at that. I think that record will be broken this year. We saw Cam Little in the preseason kick a 70-yarder, which doesn't count for the record, but I do predict that record will be broken. A record that I've surprised still stands is, and how long it stood for. The record for most passing yards in a season, the record for most passing yards in a game is 554 by, I believe it's Norm Van Brocklin. Who holds the NFL record for most passing yards in a game? By Norm Van Brocklin. Yup, 554 in 1951. I'm going to sneeze. God bless me. I can't tell you how much fun I'm having. I can tell you. I'm going to express it a lot. I'm going to annoy you with it. Baker Mayfield, great pickup. I live in Florida now. I go to Tampa once a month for work. I'm there quite a bit, and I like it. I like Tampa. It's cool. Miami's awesome. I went to Miami to go to the FBI tax office to verify who I am to get my ID because I moved in Florida. Xavier Worthy, sick pick. Sick pick. Absolutely sick pick. I think Xavier Worthy is receiver 1. I think Xavier Worthy is going to be the new Tyreek Hill in the Chiefs offense. That dude's going to light it up. Oh my God, Mikey. Bo Nix. I'm a huge believer in the Broncos this year. Wow, Mikey. David Njoku. All right, we're getting some sick picks. I think David Njoku, they said to wait on a tight end. They say to wait on a tight end because a guy like David Njoku is a guy that can be tight end one. Isaiah Pacheco is a guy that can be a top 5 running back, and he was drafted at running back? He was like 20th, 25th? I don't know, around whatever. Isaiah Pacheco could be that's a super great pick. I told you Jesse's having the best draft of all of us. I ain't take a receiver yet. Look how even his draft board is. He's free to take any person he wants here. He's absolutely having the best draft. I predict right now that he's going to be projected to finish in first place. When we're done with the draft, they're going to say Jesse's going to be first. Whew, here we go. I can't believe this player is still available. I cannot believe this player is still available. I predicted he'd go in round 5. I almost reached up for him. This dude, I think, is going to have a huge season. I'm a little scared to take him, but I believe in how I can draft. I'm fucking taking J-Mo, dude. I said if he has 60 touches, he'd score 10 touchdowns. He almost did. I think with John Morton, not old wide receiver from the Lions back in the day, new offensive coordinator, they're making it a point to get him the ball more. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown's awesome, but if Jameson Williams is the Lions' best receiver, the Lions might go 17-0. This dude's unbelievable. J-Mo. I also don't expect him to be my wide receiver 1. I think he can be a flex for me, but I have to take him now. And I feel confident where I can get other receivers. I predicted that I was wrong about a prediction. I thought Howie would take J-Mo in round 5. That's quite a risky pick. I need the rookies to pan out and J-Mo to have his final breakout season. Not his final season, but finally breakout. Zay Flowers is receiver 1. DJ Moore is receiver 1. Cortland Sutton. Calvin Ridley, the great receivers. Devontae Smith. There's a ton of great receivers on the board right now. So I was confident taking J-Mo there, even if it's a little early. I did not want to leave this draft without J-Mo. I had to get him. Party hard responsibly. I want my security blanket. Way too thrown to let the bottle carry me. Let's put that on as some background noise. Going on a bender. I'm right in the center of the room. Danielle and I love doing karaoke. Oh my goodness, we're so good at it. When we first went on vacation, when we went on vacation to Florida in 2021, and I think it was our second anniversary. We got married on Valentine's Day 2019, and on Valentine's Day 2021, we went with the fam to an AmVets in Orlando. So it's like an American Legion kind of a bar thing. There was a big Valentine's Day party. And we're like, there was the 4 of us and maybe a couple other white folks in a place with like 100 or 200 people in there. And they had karaoke, so we went there for. And Danielle and I sung Forgot About Dre. They weren't expecting it, and so when it started, they were like the beat hits, right? And they're kind of like, and then I start rapping Dre. I do the Dre part. Danielle does the Eminem. So that I don't know, maybe they thought I was gonna do the whole thing, but then Danielle starts spitting. Like they were hyped for me. Like as soon as I start, they're like, "Oh, okay." And then Danielle starts rapping. Dude, they lost it. They lost it. Then we get done. We had so many people come up to us and tell us we were the coolest white folks ever. It was like a little microcosm of America. You see a lot of stuff on the news that people don't get along, but I'm telling you, people are cool and want to get along and hang out and party, and they don't care if you're black or white or gay. I don't want to get into politics, but I'm a liberal conservative. You know what I mean? I vote for Trump, but I also believe in like liberal values as far as being kind to people. Maybe not policies, but we're all human beings. We should all be kind to each other. All right, I'm on the clock. Woohoo! Oh. I'm definitely taking a receiver here. I'm taking DJ Moore, Ben Johnson. That's his Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm taking DJ Moore. Oh yeah, going back to the music. Heads in a blender. I was all alone, caught up in my head. Oh, that's why I was talking about karaoke, is because any chance I get to talk about Danielle, I always sing her praises. She's my biggest cheerleader too. I'll just let them. Oh, the draft's already almost halfway over. I miss this. It can't last forever, though. This is exactly how you play the drums, too. Just like this. Hey, how about my Lions helmet? Mikey's a good buddy of mine. He watches me play Madden in my streams, and he's like, "You should put the helmet on." And I was having a tough game, and the dude scored against me, and I was like, I put the helmet on, and then I made a play and scored a touchdown. It was an awesome moment. I almost bought the wrong one with the gray face mask, but this is the new updated Lions helmet. I've always wanted one of these. I'd like to collect all 32. The next one I'm going to get is the Bengals. Bengals are my second favorite team. Just because I love their helmet. When I was a kid, my older brother brought a Sega Genesis up. My older brother's friend brought a Sega Genesis over, and we played Madden 92, and I picked the Bengals because of their helmet. The tiger stripe helmet's so dope. Whew. Ooh. RJ Harvey. Wow. I thought that AJ would take him. AJ's from Central Florida, and he played at Central Florida. He's the guy I wanted. He's the guy, I don't know if I would have took here, maybe I might have. He's the guy I wanted to walk away from this draft from a lot. A lot of times I'm like, I got to get RJ Harvey. Because he's going to be the Alvin Kamara, or Jahmyr Gibbs of that Broncos offense, who's supposed to be pretty good. They've got Sean Payton, right? He coached Alvin Kamara. RJ Harvey's such a good pick. Howard got Travis Hunter. You know, that's something we probably should have discussed. I don't know how... we don't have defensive players, so I don't know how his... let's say he gets a pick 6. What does that count for? That's something we should have talked about, but I don't think it counts for anything. Calvin Ridley, great pick. But because I took Hampton and Henderson, that's why I didn't get Harvey, because I would have taken the receiver. I probably would have, instead of taking JMO, I would have taken Xavier Worthy, and then my next pick would have been RJ Harvey. I would have reached for RJ Harvey early. But I'd rather have the combination of Hampton and Henderson than Bijan, Henderson, and RJ Harvey. The reason RJ Harvey is going in the 8th round and not higher like Hampton and Henderson is because for some reason that I'll never understand, they think J.K. Dobbins is the starter. Well, he might be the starter, but he's like Tua. That dude's always hurt. He's got tons of knee issues. And there's no way they're not going to give that rookie the ball and work him. I mean, they might try to work with J.K. Dobbins and get what they can out of him. I don't expect that to hold up. Cortland Sutton's a pick I like. I did a lot of mock drafts where I selected him. If you guys watch any like YouTube football channels, Brandon Perna, who does That's Good Sports, he's a Broncos fan, but he's also kind of a Lions fan. You can tell by the way he talks about them. And he always roots for them. He says that them and the Bills would have been a great Super Bowl, and he was rooting for the Lions to win it all. But... you know, Cortland Sutton's his guy. See, that's what I'm saying. You can... 7th pick of the 10th round, and you're taking a team's wide receiver 1. My first receiver chosen was the 2nd receiver. And what if Sam Laporta is really receiver 2? That's a huge risk to take JMO, but I just think his touchdown upside is so huge. Me and Beth talked quite a bit about the Lions players and how I was afraid to select them. And I thought, we talked about, if any talk to me about football, you know I'm talking about JMO. I wanted him the year they drafted him. It's so crazy that so few times in football do you really like a player and then your team gets him in the draft or goes and makes a trade for him. It's hard to pick my favorite Lions player. I kind of like them all the same. I love Jared Goff. Even if he's not the best quarterback in the NFL, he's a very elite quarterback. And JMO is just so fast. Amon-Ra St. Brown's just got that fucking dog in him, you know? But I say this year, so goes Jameson Williams, so goes the Detroit Lions. If he's that dude, they're winning a shit ton of ball games. I'm going to clock in 2 picks. Oh. The Young Bucks are back on YouTube? Whoever finishes in last place has to watch 10 wrestling matches over the course of the next year. I'll make sure you watch good wrestling matches. I'm not going to make you watch some long, stupid, dumb match. And there's no way I can go there and hold you down and make sure you watch it. But have some pride. Have some pride. Be like, you know what? I finished last. I'm going to watch these wrestling matches. I'll even hang out with you. I'll do a live stream. We'll video chat. We'll watch them together. Maybe it'll be something else in your life that you enjoy. Okay, I'm up next. Alright, I'm on the clock. Oh, this is where things get dicey. I want things and I want them. I want them. Oh, I want them badly. This guy was drafted in the first round. It was their time, or first time ever picking receiver in like 20 years. He's supposed to be a huge focal point of their offense. I think he could have a Randy Moss type season. This dude is gonna have 100 catches. I'm drafting this dude in round 8, who could be a top 5 wide receiver, maybe even wide receiver 1. Matthew Golden. This dude could be wide receiver 1. Rashee Rice, he is going to be suspended this season for an incident that happened like 2 seasons ago. AJ, I'm not sure if you know about that, or you pay attention to football. His hearing's set for like week 3 or 4. The league wants a 10-game suspension. Last time they went through a situation where they wanted to suspend a player, Deshaun Watson, the league wanted 10 games, or they wanted a season-long suspension, and then there was a lady named Susan who is like the arbitration judge or the appeals person in charge. She reduced it. They kind of met in the middle. He could possibly be suspended 6 to 8 games. He's going to miss time. See, Joe waited for a quarterback. I took a quarterback early. Yes, I'm going to get both my guys. I'm getting everybody I want so far. But I'm saying, like, I reached for a quarterback. I didn't reach for him, but Joe could have quarterback 1 there in round 9. That's what's awesome about fantasy football. I wanted Matthew Golden, Tedero McMillan. This receiver was chosen 8th overall to the Panthers. Maybe I should name my team Oops All Rookies. I got 4 of them. But it's not all rookies. I'm taking a huge risk there with the rookies, but I'm so comfy with it. I think we're all having pretty good drafts. This is going to be a competitive season. Oh, how we got Bucky Irving. Marvin Harrison, let's talk about him a bit. That's junior. Marvin Harrison, the first, was awesome. But in that Colts offense, it was really unexpected. He was a top 10 pick top pick, 10 pick in a lot of leagues last season. Marvin Harrison. Poor AJ had him last year. He took AJ had the first pick and took Christian McCaffrey, and with this next pick, I believe he got Marvin Harrison, and neither of those picks really worked out. I think AJ finished last. There was no punishment last year. Best got a really great team. Mikey is quietly building kind of a sick team. Mikey is going to be the team you don't want to play. His guys are going to get hot. It's going to be annoying. He's going to be... He's the guy that's going to beat some people and be like, "Urgh." My new friend... Forgive me. Your name. You're from our Facebook group. We had some cool chats. You're a big pro wrestling fan, too. You're like, shit, I'll finish last. Jackbox after the draft. Probably heard me say it. Way to throne to. Oh yeah, I was looking at my new friend's name, Coyote. I'll do the punishment. Me and you will watch it with him. We'll do a Zoom. You're cool people, dude. Robert, yeah. I like bullshitting with you, dude. You're good people. Oh, what a great pick. What a great pick. They just traded Brian Robinson Jr., and he's flying up draft boards. You got him in round 9. Other people are going to be taking him in round 3 or 4 within the next couple of weeks. I'm telling you. That dude is flying up draft boards. I probably would have... Damn it, Beth. Damn it, Beth. That was my next pick. That's the first time this draft someone got stolen from me, Beth. You hear me? Say something, Beth. I want you to know how great of a pick that was. That is such a good pick. I just talked about Jacory. That is such a good fucking pick. That is such a good fucking pick. Emeka Egbuka is going to fucking light it up. He's a guy who could be a top 5 receiver. I took with Matthew Golden be number 1 receiver. Emeka Egbuka would be number 1 receiver. Here's Beth messaging me. No? Yep, it is. That's for taking all my picks. Who did I take that you wanted? Why am I texting it when you heard me? I love this. I'm having so much fun. Austin Eckler, who used to go first overall. How about that? Austin Eckler used to go first overall. He could still be a steal. He, like Toby Keith, rest in peace. I ain't as good as I once was. He's a dude. Austin Eckler is going to have a game with 2 touchdowns. Hopefully it's not against me. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is such a great pick. Let me tell you why. He has the highest over-under on passing yards this season. The NFL thinks Vegas thinks that Brock Purdy is going to throw for the most passing yards this season. Isn't that wild? That is wild to me. Emeka Egbuka, what a great pick. Best wrestling match of all time is Okada Omega 4. No, it's 3, right? No, it's 4. It's 4. Okada Omega 4. But in order to appreciate Okada Omega 4, you have to watch Okada Omega 1, 2, and 3. No spoilers. My best friend Stevie here, you're all best friends, but Stevie and I have spent a lot of time together playing video games, wrestling, watching wrestling, football. He's watched all those matches with me. There's something superlative about them. Those matches, you can't explain it. The speed and the ferocity. They fought in New Japan, which is, you know WWE probably, The Rock, Stone Cold, and all that. Well, in Japan, it's more of, I mean, obviously it's wrestling, it's fake, but it's like, how do I explain? It's called strong style. They don't do like fake punches. It's like very quick, almost like karate. In the group chat, you saw that knee strike. That fucking knee strike. That's like his signature move to set up his finisher. Kenny Omega does the V trigger and then the one-winged angel. Only one person has ever kicked out of the one-winged angel from Kenny Omega. It was his best friend and often tag team partner, Kota Ibushi. But it's like, imagine a football game where there's 2 minutes left and the teams score like 7 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. That's what this wrestling match is like. But it's like a picture huge shootout where every possession someone's scoring. That's what the match is like. It's just action back and forth. And the way the New Japan crowd is, the setting is, they're very good at cinematography in New Japan. The crowd's dark, so you can't really see individual faces, but you hear as the match goes on how they pick up the sound and they chant. And they might be rooting against the guy who's a heel, but then he's starting to show signs of being a babyface and being a good guy, and they start to cheer for him. There's nothing like professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is such an art. Like, it's been a huge joy in my life. Because, I mean, being a Lions fan, for example, is a huge joy in my life, but it leads to a lot of heartbreak. But in wrestling, it's like they're always wanting to make you happy and lead to the next thing, and it's always going to be something new and fresh. And oh, yeah, by the way, Beth, who did I take that you wanted? Golden. Oh, yeah. Ask Robert. Pro wrestling's awesome. I live in Florida, and I swear I ran into Bron Breakker at Publix in Altamont. We kind of, I glanced over at him, and at the same moment he glanced over at me, we made eye contact, and I was like, I think my face made a face, and he was with some girl who looked like a wrestler too. I don't know who she was, but I didn't approach him or anything. This was at NXT. I really didn't know really anything about his career. I just knew he was a wrestler. I knew his, the Steiner brothers or his dad and uncle. Jacoby Myers, another great pick by Jesse. He's receiver 1 in Oakland in round 10. We're talking about Ashton Jency having a great season. I'm so happy I'm getting this player. White boy. My second white boy. My third, I'm sorry. Third white boy. Ricky Pearsall. Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eyes talking I can't see. He's going to be receiver 1 in San Fran. We're talking about Brock Purdy being a great pick. It's going to be partly because of Ricky Pearsall. This dude was a first-round pick out of Florida last year. He has crazy good hands. He comes up with circus catches. If I lived in Florida, I might just be posted up in front of the Performance Center all day. I don't live far from there. When I lived in Orlando, I was 10 minutes away from Flatbacks. It's a goal of mine to go to wrestling school to be a referee. I'm 38. I'm too old to become a wrestler, but I have to get in the ring and have something to do with professional wrestling. It's a dream of mine, not even for money. It's something you guys might not know about me, but I have to get in the ring as a referee. I want to take a super kick too, like some kind of false finish or screw job. Me and Stevie have had a couple wrestling matches. Not really. Me and Stevie have never had any kind of physical altercation or fight, but we have some cocktails and be having fun and being silly, trying to throw fucking rainmakers and V triggers at each other. No one's ever taken a pin though. Stevie and I are 0-0 all time. When me and Stevie would play pro wrestling matches, we started in 2K14. We started playing poker together, and then we were like, let's just do something fun instead. Because we would have big poker games at my place back in the day with my former roommate. And then we started playing 2K14. We'd do hour-long Iron Man matches. Stephon Diggs, pretty sneaky pick. Can he come back from ACL? Drake May is poised for a breakout season, possibly. Could he be what he was in Buffalo? Be that guy? Speaking of Stephon Diggs in Buffalo, Stevie and I went to an interesting game. We went to a Buffalo Bills home game in Detroit against the Cleveland Browns. That was a really awesome. We got cheap tickets, and we were very close. Colston Loveland, great pick. And Stephon Diggs was behaving poorly on the sideline because he was mad he wasn't getting the ball. He had terrible body language. The coach was walking down the sideline with him talking. And this is a game the Bills won. And it was pretty clear that they had the Browns where they wanted them. That was a really awesome game. What was really special about that was that, in Michigan, weed's legal. And Ford Field's an indoor stadium. But there's also a smoking area outside, and you can smoke weed at Ford Field. I mean, you really can't, but you can. If you've ever been to a Lions game and been out to smoke a cigarette at halftime, you know. You know. Jake Bates, pretty good pick. Before I met Howard, a league mate here, I don't really want to get into old stuff. It's all good. We're all friends and stuff. But before I knew Howard, I went to a Lions game and he came out to smoke a cigarette at halftime. And I'm just like, I know who that guy is. I was like, that's funny. It's all love and good. Nothing but positives. I'm on the clock here. Was I prepared to be on the clock? The guys I wanted are gone. Which is fine. I'm very confident with my roster. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the number one scoring defense this season. I'm taking the Texans defense. All the players I wanted are gone. You guys did take all the sleepers. Yeah, I think the Texans, I think, play in the weakest division, and they have the best defense. I also think the Broncos defense, Broncos or Texans are going to have the number one defense. Whew. He's like, I see you. I see you, Howie. Look at my draft board. Howie wanted Bates. Howie wanted Bates. I was never too worked up about kicker this year. I knew I wanted to walk away with an elite defense, especially if the draft board fell a certain way where I felt I could skip around on players with my roster was more filled out. Thank you. Shout out to Beth for that. I'm not going to get into it now, but I love myself. I'm comfortable in my own skin. Shout out to Beth being the kind of friend a friend likes to have. So yeah, I had a long day and fun day, and oh, so excited for today. This is all going just according to plan. According to plan. Zach Charbonnet. Kenneth Walker was chosen earlier. He's hurt all the time. Zach Charbonnet could be a very good pick. You took Zach. You got a lot of quarterbacks. Stevie reaching for the Lions defense. You believe in Hutchinson, huh? Damn. Chris Olave is a great pick, though. Whew. JJ. Mikey. How many quarterbacks do you need, brother? You know that, Mikey. Yeah, you're definitely the team no one's going to want to lose to. Oh, no, you didn't take JJ, sorry. But you did take 3 quarterbacks. No one can have quarterbacks. My quarterbacks, mine. Oh, Beth, you got him again. Jared Goff, that's my quarterback. That's sweet. I like that. Brandon Perna, the Broncos fan I like from the channel That's Good Sports. He always says, don't beat Goff. You can't beat Goff. If you beat Goff, you'll go blind. Hey. Uncensored. Hey, we were talking about J.K. Dobbins. Remember him? The guy with no ACLs. He's the starter. I'm making a face. Heads in a blender. I can't get that song out of my head, and I'm cool with it. Wouldn't it be terrible if I lost my mouse and there was like 30 seconds to act? I'd be like, no. You get Dobbins, Tony. Ramondre Stevenson is someone who helped me make the Super Bowl in my first year back in fantasy football. I don't know if the EA servers are down. They're probably not. You're probably just having Wi-Fi issues. I had that issue yesterday. Did you ever put tinfoil around a box around your router? You're a smart man, Mikey. Wife didn't let me. And you're like, you know what? Not gonna even fight that. Let me give you a roll. The wife is right. Yeah. I always like to I get this from 97 Won the Ticket. also, but it's very true, and I've had the same sentiment when they said it. I was like, I'm totally the same way. Closer to or further from? What's going to get you closer to, and what's going to get you further from? You always want to do the things that are going to get you closer to, if you know what I mean. Okay, so J.K. Dobbins, still available. Was I trying to get no one to draft him, and this was my secret plan all along? Fuck no. Who's the hardest player to tackle in the NFL? J.K. Dobbins, because he's never on the field. I got a tough choice here. I'm going one or the other. Man. Both these guys are highly talked about. I'm going to take one of them with my next pick, but with this pick, I'm going to take Drake May. He's poised for a breakout season. As a backup, he could be good. You always want a handcuff in case your guy goes down. And plus, he could end up being super good. He's got a lot of rushing upside. He's baby Josh Allen. Baby Josh Allen. I'm very comfortable I'm going to get the guy I want with my next pick. Or I'll have my choice between the two of them. There's two guys I'm eyeballing right now. The kicker that I want is someone I'm pretty confident I can get in round 16. I know I still need a kicker. Madden 26, you mean? Yes, talking about JMO, and go back to JMO. When I play Madden, I run this play called motion wide receiver double pass, the first play of every game. And ask Mikey, I score a touchdown on this play 8 times out of 10. Sometimes there's a flag, sometimes they're in man coverage and it doesn't work, but a high percentage of the time when I play Madden, I'm scoring on my first play from scrimmage. Anytime you get the ball in JMO's hands in Madden, he's got a chance to take it to the distance. And I'm just like so infatuated with his speed, man. I just had to walk away from this draft with him. I'm really super happy I got him and the rookie running backs and Bijan. Now, had I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, I would have not drafted Jameson Williams. If it was Jahmyr Gibbs I had to select, JMO was off my draft board completely. I was not taking 2 Lions skill position players. You might remember these things for next year when I'm talking strategy. You see how my team is spread out? I don't really have 2 players from 2 teams. You can do a stack, which is nice if you have a quarterback and receiver from the same team, where your quarterback throws a touchdown to the receiver. You don't get extra points for it, but you get, you know what I mean? It's like, boom, 12 points for you. But I worry about stacks because it's inevitable that every team is going to have a bad week, right? For example, the Cincinnati Bengals, a lot of people are taking Jamar Chase and then they're also drafting Joe Burrow. If the Bengals have a bad game, Burrow and Chase aren't getting points. So that's why I'm against stacks. I made the mistake one year, and I even made the playoffs. I drafted Travis Kelce at 10 and Patrick Mahomes at 11. And I'm good at drafting. The year before, I made the Super Bowl, but I just had it in my head that was like a huge thing to take. And I even took a tight end in second here, and I passed on Nico Collins. That's going to be something to look back on depending on how the season goes. Real quick, football talk. Predicting division winners. AFC North, Ravens. AFC East, Bills. AFC South, the Texans. Or Jaguars. AFC West, that's such a tough division. 3 teams from there made the playoffs last year. But I still got to go with the arguably best quarterback in the game to win that division, the Chiefs. going to the NFC East. There hasn't been a repeat winner in the NFC East since like 2005. That's an incredible stat. As good as the Eagles are, can they repeat? Be the first team in 20 years to repeat? I think they do. I think the Cowboys are going to have a tough time, and Washington might take a step back like Houston did the last season in year 2 of C.J. Stroud. People are projecting and predicting a second-year slump for Jaden Daniels. They are the oldest team in the league. That offensive line has some issues. They did a good job of reading their first read, setting him up to throw to his first read. And a lot of times you get a guy on film for an entire season and an offseason to study him, teams are more prepared for him. So I think it's possible Washington takes a step back. NFC South, Buccaneers, I think, take that division, although I think Atlanta is possibly a playoff team and really could be the number 1 seed if Penix does what he did in college. If he is the same level he was in college in the NFL with those weapons, can he finally make Kyle Pitts break out? Is Kyle Pitts still on the board? You are now on the cock. It's a picture of a chicken. Cheers to your brother. Caleb Williams is such a good pick, too. That's Ben Johnson. That's Ben Johnson's quarterback. Okay, so NFC West. I think that's any. Did Seattle figure out their offensive line? Is Kenneth Walker going to stay healthy? Is Sam Darnold going to continue what he did in Minnesota? Are the 49ers going to bounce back? If I have to predict that division right now, I think I'm probably selecting the Rams because of their defense. If Matthew Stafford goes down, earlier I was talking about if a quarterback goes down, it's going to ruin their season. Matthew Stafford has questions. If he stays healthy, though, I think the Rams win that division. Now, the NFC North, I think the Lions take it again. I have no reason to pick against the Lions other than their schedule. But their schedule is hard because they earned a hard schedule. They earned a hard schedule by being the best team. They had no business winning 15 games last year with 99 players on injured reserve. So to have Aiden Hutchinson back for a full season, I also think they're going to re-sign Zadarius Smith, the defensive end. I think we're going to see that on cut day in a few days. They're going to sign him. There goes Kyle Pitts. He was going to be my next pick, maybe. All right. So I'm torn between 2 players here. All right, I'm taking Trey Benson. He was a disappointment last season, but they're talking highly of him. Now, Minnesota did trade for Jordan Mason. He was a bit of a dog in San Francisco. But they also just... James Conner's hurt often. Who do I take here? I'm taking Jordan Mason over Trey Benson. They traded for him. And Kevin O'Connell said that he's going to be a big focal point. I know they got Aaron Jones, but when Christian McCaffrey got hurt, Jordan Mason had some big games. We've not seen those big games ever from Trey Benson. So, boy, you finally That was a tough choice. That was something I was prepared for, though. I was prepared to have to choose between Jordan Mason and Trey Benson. Trey Benson, I believe, played at Texas in college. Who are they? Pronouns, pal. When you say they, who are they? Who is that? Whom are you referring to? Ooh, Jackson Dart, a sneaky pick. Who dat? They say who dat? Homie, we dat. Vikings defense. We're going to play Jackbox on this channel if you guys would like to join. It's like a trivia party game. You watch the stream on a device. You can watch it on TV if you've got like a Fire TV or Fire Stick, and then play along on your phone. It's like trivia questions and lists. It's pretty cool. Oh, I'm on the clock again and 8 picks. I'm extremely happy with my entire draft. No, you took the I didn't really want him. He got me to the Super Bowl last year, though. The Aub. He might be the guy that breaks the record for longest ever field goal. Dallas Goedert, Stevie was loaded on tight end last year. I remember him having a huge game. I was trying to trade for Ramondre Stevenson. You can only have 5 running backs or 5 receivers. So if you've already taken 5 of a running back or receiver, you cannot select another one in the draft. Jake Ferguson, he's a well-paid tight end. He's their guy. That could be a super sneaky pick. He's a guy who could be a sleeper to finish top 5 at tight end. Beth's quietly having a very great draft. Travis Etienne, what a great pick. What a great pick. You can tell Jesse knows football. He reminds me of me when I was a kid. Roma Dunze, Dalton Kincaid, Jacoby Myers, Godwin. I predict that he's going to be projected to finish first. You guys let this guy fall to me. I was talking up Trey Benson and you let me get him. You let me get him. Do Me Like That karaoke. It's another song from the Paradox. Black 182. I know, we wait all year, but hey, it's fun while it lasted. Don't be sad it's over, be happy it happened. Hey, we still got 3 rounds. Next year we're doing call-ins. There'll be no issues with connections. Everyone will have to call me. I'll play the chime. Hey, Tony. And we'll do draft pick trading. You guys want to do that? We can vote to change rules. We could also do 2 leagues simultaneously. One as a keeper league, another as a redraft league. Some players have these drafts where you keep the players every year. When you have a draft like that, it's different though because you're more looking for young players. So you do a rookie draft. I've never done one. I've never been in one. But if it's something that people are interested in, we could do 2 leagues at once. I think the idea of people calling me on the phone and me announcing the picks as commissioner is super interesting and fun, though. Y'all drafted really well. I think Howie is just punting on week 9. Week 9, he says, fuck it. I'm just taking the week off. That's my vacation week. I'm not going to set my roster. I'm going to win every game except that week, he says. Again, I think he might be having the best draft. Our young lad, Jesse. Beth quietly having a super sneaky great draft. She's got some super high upside guys on her bench. Rasheed Wallace, Jared Goff, Ferguson. And Mikey's just like, let's go. Our new friend here. He's got some great players, McCaffrey and Jency. This guy helped me win a league. No, actually, I don't think... No, I did not win a league with him. Unless he was on my team in this league. Was he on my team in this league? I know that I named my team What Up, My and Jigba. I'm really super high on Xavier Worthy. Stevie, who knows football. Mayfield, Taylor Swift. He's got Taylor Swift. Stevie, you know what you have to do. Did you do that on purpose? I can't believe I'm just now noticing this. Why did you not say anything, Stevie? Why didn't you take Travis Kelce? Oh my god, you gotta trade for him. That's so cool. I like Taylor Swift, man. I'm a fucking Republican and I like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's got some fucking bangers. I have karaoke Taylor Swift. I don't give a fuck, dude. I would never go to a Taylor Swift concert. Maybe if it was free, I might go. I'd like to meet her. Be like, hey, what's up, pal? I'm Republican, you're Democrat, we're Americans. We can all get along. Too sweet. Wife's a big fan. God bless you. Hope you're doing well. You're just a person. Talking about a pipe dream. I need a lot to go right. I need the rookies to pan out. I need my predictions to be right. I need DJ Moore to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. I need Brock Bowers to catch 150 balls. And the Texans defense to be fucking the Eagles defense in the Super Bowl. I mean, like, I didn't mean like intercourse. I just meant like be fucking awesome. 2 picks left. I'm not taking 3 quarterbacks, am I? Am I want to prevent someone from getting Jordan Love? I don't have another tight end. I can't take. I can't take a receiver or a running back. I need a tight end and a kicker. Yeah. Boom. Why not pair Drake May with Hunter Henry? That's tight end 1 in New England, right? And I'm going to get the kicker I wanted. All along. There's been years where I believed in defense and kicker enough where I got my really good players early, where I've taken 2 defenses and 2 kickers for the bye weeks. I don't like having to drop a defense to pick up a defense, because when I got a bye week, that means somebody has to go bye-bye, which is unfortunate. You like your guys. Well, I can't say I'm on the clock in 13 picks and I don't want anyone to take him. I'm going to get him for sure. I'm going to get him for sure. We're approaching the last round. I have one more fantasy football draft next week. I bet I get the same team. At pick 4, though. In that draft, I'm probably taking Jahmyr Gibbs. Although with these people, I could maybe see someone taking a quarterback in the first 3 picks. I don't know what to think. I've heard crazy things. Try to love you the same. What's up, Arjun Parashar? I hope I pronounced that right, pal. I would be happy to answer your fantasy football question. I'm super happy you're here and asked it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking a question. What's your question? Jesse got Dicker the kicker. But I try to love it the same. You gotta check out this band called The Paradox. Ooh, Keenan Allen just went back to the Chargers. You're not crazy. You're never crazy if you believe in a guy and want him. You're absolutely not crazy. It could not work out, but absolutely not crazy. Now, taking Tyler Warren at 11 overall, I think that's a bit crazy and unnecessary because you can get him in round 7. Maybe. However, CMC's not going to be there probably at pick 18 or 20, right? So if you want him, you have to take him at 6. Yeah, you took Tyler Warren way too early. You could have got him in round 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, maybe round 9. Maybe not round 10. Probably I would have had him because Ekbuka was gone. I would have taken Tyler Warren. He's not worth the first round pick. He could be at the end of the season, but right now he's not worth the first round pick or a second round pick. Because I mean, when I mean that, like, he could be tight end 1. He could be the tight end that scores the most points, but he was available to you in the 5th round. For sure, probably. I'm always concerned with injured players. I don't like taking injured players. CMC does have an easy rushing schedule based on the schedule and Vegas odds and stuff. They think he's going to bounce back. However, I just have a really hard time drafting injured players. I'm also not high on Justin Jefferson because I'm afraid of J.J. McCarthy. I think he's kind of small. He got hurt. We really don't know anything about him. I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan. He won us a national championship, and he never really threw the football. There's so many question marks about J.J. McCarthy. We don't know. I think that division's really tough. I mean, I did take J-Mo, but even when things were going good for Justin Jefferson, he's got a lot of yards and stuff, but the Vikings spread the ball around on touchdowns. And me personally, between Justin Jefferson, CMC, or Lamb, I'm taking Ashton Genty. I know that the run game is going to be a huge focal point of the Raiders' offense. He's a rookie. They're going to get their money's worth out of that rookie contract. Geno Smith had Kenneth Walker. That's going to be... Your team could be pretty good. Let's say it goes chalk, right, Arjun? Let's say it goes Lamb, Bijan, Jefferson at 3. Jefferson's gone. Saquon's gone at 4. Gibbs is gone at 5. You're at 6, so you're choosing between McCaffrey and CMC. I'm sorry, McCaffrey and Justin Jefferson. I think there's a lot of good running backs available in the 2nd round and receivers, possibly. But I'm taking Ashton Genty at pick 6. I'm taking Ashton Genty at pick 6 if I'm there. He's going to run the ball a lot. He's going to get a lot of catches. Their offensive line has a lot of questions, but I would take Ashton Genty because I know he's just going to get the ball a ton. He's going to get the ball a ton, and that's what... I don't necessarily think he's better. I'm just afraid of the injury concerns with CMC, and I'm afraid of J.J. McCarthy being the quarterback of the Vikings. I don't know about him, what he's going to be able to do. Kevin O'Connell's the quarterback whisperer. He saw what he did with Sam Darnold. And also, if you're asking me between Jefferson and CMC, I'm taking Jefferson. I don't know. That's a really tough one, man. If CMC is healthy, I just don't. If anything's an if, it's off the board for me. If it's an if, it's off the board. Jesse got Jordan Love in the 16th round, who could be quarterback 1. It could happen. Don't think they're better. I just know that Ashton Genty is going to get the ball a lot. A lot. I know they're going to be able to hand the ball off to him. I don't know that CMC can stay healthy, and I don't know that J.J. McCarthy can get the ball to Justin Jefferson. That's why. But you could get a guy like Bucky Irving in the 2nd round in the middle of the draft. Derrick Henry, possibly. He's falling to the 2nd round in a lot of drafts. Tyler Loop is my kicker here. Absolutely, I wanted this guy. He's replacing Justin Tucker. Where did he play in college? Let me pull this up real quick. Where did Tyler Loop play in college, and what was his career-long field goal in college? Yep. Let me pull this up. Tyler Loop's 62-yard field goal.
Tyler Loop's 62-yard field goal.
I think I made a post on Facebook. I'm going to find it years ago, maybe recently, where I said Tyler Loop is the best kicker in college, and he is going to be a great kicker in the NFL or something.
From 62 yards on this drive for Arizona.
From 62. Look at him smoke this kick from 62.
There's a new career high. A 62-yarder is going to give Arizona a touchdown lead.
I better draft him for the board for the time runs out. I'm absolutely taking Tyler Loop here. Super happy to get him. Super happy to get Tyler Loop. Should I team? Should I name my team Loop? There it is. Thank you, Arjun Parashar, for being a new subscriber. Thank you. Thank you for joining. We'll do a draft recap here, and then we'll start Jackbox in like the next 12 minutes. I really appreciate y'all being here, being part of the league. Kaimi Fairbairn. Loop, there it is. No, that's not. I think I'm going to go with Bowers movement. Yo, Jesse, great draft, dude. You had a great draft. You had a great draft, Jesse. You're going to be projected to finish first. I predict. How you doing, young lad? Hope you're doing good in school. What up, Brian7? How are you, pal? What do you think of my team? We're gonna do a breakdown of this draft real quick, and then we're gonna play some Jackbox. If you haven't played Jackbox, trying to encourage everyone to get there. Last draft of the night, I had the bench wide receivers. My bench wide receivers are sick, dude. Are they not? Dude. I mean, because I got the high upside rookies, Hampton and Henderson, also with Bijan Robinson. So that's why I was comfortable taking JMO, knowing I was going with high upside bench wide receivers. I'm super confident in my team. I got Pearsall, McMillan, and Golden. I've done 1,000 mock drafts. This went perfect. This went perfect. The only guy I didn't get that I wanted was Emeka Egbuka. I can't believe I got Mason and Benson. I also did want Tyler Warren, but my friend Mikey here, Colts fan, he took Tyler Warren 11th overall. No, I'm sorry, 12th overall. 12th overall. Tyler Warren was the guy I really wanted. But I did take Bowers in the second round. I went Robinson, Bowers, Allen. Then I went Hampton, Henderson. I took JMO. I'm a Lions fan, and I believe in him a lot. And I also knew that I was going to be able to get... I didn't expect to get all three of these guys. I kind of maybe did Egbuka. I would have liked Egbuka more than Pearsall, but maybe that'll work out. But I mean, I got the Bears, Amon-Ra St. Brown with Ben Johnson, right? I got the Texans defense, crazy good offensive line. They got them Bama boys, Derek Stingley Jr. In a weak division. That's a big reason why I wanted the Texans defense. I think the Broncos might have a better defense on paper, but because they're going to play the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, right? I think that's why the Texans defense can score more. Tedero McMillan, Matthew Golden, first-round picks. I mean, how many first-round picks do I have on my roster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 first-round draft picks on my roster. So I'm super confident in my team. A player I've been singing their praises for, young cousin Jesse, I think he had an amazing draft. He reached a bit for Pacheco, but I believe in him a lot. I think that's a great pick. Lamb and McConkey. This could be Detroit's second most target getter. Laporta could have a huge bounce back third season. He's got the Ravens defense, those great safeties. Dalton Kincaid, Roma Dunze, right? That's going to be a second-year breakout candidate. Myers, who's receiver 1 in Oakland. Godwin, who isn't as hurt as we thought, and he's not going to be on the PUP list. He's not going to miss the first 4 games. He got Etienne late. He's got high upside. Love and Dart took some stabs. We'll go kind of based now. First overall pick. We went Chase. I passed on Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr. to the draft Brock Bowers, but that was because I was confident in the high upside wide receivers. Mikey, while you're looking at the projections, can you tell me who's first? David Montgomery, sneaky good pick. I thought about drafting him early if I had Jahmyr Gibbs to kind of handcuff. That was something I did in mock drafts. Hawkinson could be a really good pick because the Vikings don't have a lot of receivers. He could be a huge target. Loveland. AJ. He's got Burrow, Gibbs, Kamara, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, McBride Hall. He's got a super good team. We've not talked enough about AJ. I hope he didn't have technical difficulties. I hope you didn't have... I'm talking a lot. Hope your stream went well, AJ. You drafted a good team. I worked with AJ. This draft is called MCN and Friends. And I think it might just be me and him from MCN. He might be the only MCN person in here. And good dude. Good dude he is. Howie, week 9. Evan Ingram, good sneaky pick we've not talked about. Bucky Irving. I want to talk about some sleepers, some players who are still available on the waivers that are going to be like players to look out for. Talked about Jesse's team. Here's Steve. This is Jesse's dad. Week 7, week 12, week 9. Look at these buys. It's something that maybe doesn't really matter. Robert got second. Really? Yeah. Shut up, Mikey. No way you're third, dude. I'll be shocked. What do I know about fantasy football? Beth, Nix, Achane, Brown, Jefferson, London. She's got a lot of guys that scare me, that can be really good, but I'm just like, they were almost on my undraftable board, right? Because I know I wanted Allen. I was taking quarterback early. Achane wasn't getting to me. When things came back around, Brown was available, but I knew I was going with the Bowers-Allen combo. And with the running backs I wanted, Hampton and Henderson, Brown was basically on my undraftable board. Jefferson I wasn't taking. London I also wasn't taking. I fear the Atlanta receivers for the same reason I kind of fear the Lions receivers. I think they've got a lot of them. They've not lived up to their potential. They've had some coaching issues. They drafted Penix when they had Kirk Cousins. When if they didn't draft Kirk Cousins, they could have spent that money. They could have went and traded for Micah Parsons. They did go and trade into the first round and draft 2 rookie defensive ends. I think Atlanta is a sleeper team to win the Super Bowl. If Penix can be what Mahomes was in his second season, I don't think they're the same caliber athlete. Penix has overcome 2 torn ACLs in college, one on both knees, but he did lead his team to the national championship in college. And that offense in Atlanta is set up with Bijan Robinson, an easy schedule. That's going to be a team to look out for. She's also got Tucker Kraft, number 1 tight end in Green Bay. Connor, off hurt, gets a lot of targets. Harvey Egbuka. She's got some good sleeper picks I like. Ferguson. Mikey Williams, Tyrone Tracy. I'm gonna you got him early or late. You reached for Warren and then you got him super late, which is like he fell. He was 27th. You got him at like 40th. Robert, Hurts, McCaffrey, Gentry, and Njigba, Evans, Goddard. You see, he's got a sick team. He's got Ridley on his bench from Cam Ward, the rookie, going to throw it deep. Charbonnet, who could be replacing an oft-injured Kenneth Walker, and get a lot of volume. And Stevie D, Taylor Swift. He's got my boy T. Higgins, Cam Sutton, Kittle, got the Aub and Andrews. So, yeah, pretty good. Some players to look out for. Sean Tucker, Buccaneers running back. They like him a lot. They're super high on him. Isaac Tesla, Lions wide receiver. And the Raiders also have a guy nicknamed Baby Megatron. Same size, same body, same speed. But he played in a system in college to where they really didn't throw the ball that much. He doesn't have a lot of volume. But look out for Deontay Thornton. My keyboard's not working. I got 8. Yeah. AI said that I was counting on a lot of upside, but you got to go with what you think you know about football, how you feel. I don't like to just go off safe projections. I'm just like, I know football. I won the title last year. I think I was probably projected last year. Maybe Danielle, because she took a kicker in the second round. Current matchup, me and you face off week 1, Mikey. League. Let's look at the schedule. Draft recap. Is this? The way free agency works is, I think it's on Wednesday, it opens up. Let's say there is a player who's a free agent and he scores. For power rankings, AJ first, I'm second. Okay, that makes sense. Is it based on draft position? Oh, no, wait. So anyway, free agency real quick. The team with the worst record and the fewest amount of points scored has first dibs. It's not a choice that I've made. It's just how all fantasy football leagues work. The team with the worst record has first dibs. So let's say a guy I talked about, let's say Bucky Irving has paternity leave. Okay, he goes home to be a father, and Sean Tucker is going to take his place. The person with the worst record has, like, let's say everyone tries to sign Sean Tucker, the app will automatically put him on the team with the worst record if they put in a claim for that person. Trades are allowed. We can even work out a 3-team trade, but there's to be no collusion, right? You can't say, fuck it, I quit, and offer a stupid trade, because we will veto the trade. It has to be fair. We got to be honorable here, which I expect. I don't think anybody would do that. But yeah, great draft, great league. Here we go. Here's final. Yep, AJ's projected to finish first. I'm projected to finish second. I was saying how much I loved Jesse's draft. That shocks me. Joe 10th, which surprises me. No, that's Steve. I'm surprised by this. I can guarantee you right now that this is not exactly how this will finish up. Mostly because I expect to repeat as champ. So I want to be number 1. Let's look at week 1 schedule and projections. Projected playoff bracket? No, there's nothing there yet. We just did the draft. Don't get ahead of yourself. I don't have... We just talked about this, Mikey. Oh. Here's me, 3rd overall selection. I'm projected to finish 2nd. You didn't have allegedly the worst draft. Oh, maybe. You're saying maybe. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. 'Cause after all... Sing it with me. You're my wonder wall. I don't know about my voice, but I can do, I'll karaoke. I don't know. You might not catch me in American Idol, but... week 1 schedule. We're going to play Jackbox here shortly. Why are we looking at the NBA schedule? No. Oh, projections. Here we go. Ooh, projected to just eke out a win. I'm favored by 4.5. It's trying to... Ooh, I'm facing the Ravens defense week 1. That's a huge week 1 game. Ravens and the Bills. At the same time, I think, as the Packers and Lions, which is another huge game. What's fun, too, is wagertainment. You can do a parlay, right, where if you put like a $5 bet down, you bet on all of your guys in your lineup to score a touchdown. With quarterback, when you do a bet on your phone, not in the fantasy league between each other, but against Vegas for real, I'm telling you, you put $5 down and predict Bijan, Hampton, Williams, Moore, Brock Bowers, Henderson to all score a touchdown. Your $5 will gain you like 1,000. It's insane. If you can pick like 3 or 4 guys to score 2 touchdowns, and you're talking like a $5 bet to win like $5,000 or $10,000 sometimes. It's sick, dude. There's some really good bets you can make where it's very small risk but a huge reward. I'm super pumped about my draft. Oh, Mikey's already making roster moves. Mikey, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, Mikey? I'm not sure that went through if you made a roster move. Or you might be capped to the amount of roster moves you can make. So if you have a player hurt between now and then, you might not be able to follow through. Beth's projected to score 129.8. Let's look at who's going to be the highest scoring player in week 1. 123 from Stevie, 127 from Joe, 125 from Howie. So they think Beth is the highest scorer. Let's look at transactions. Was there transactions? Anthony Richardson was going high on draft boards. So let's look at who's available. Jordan Addison suspended. He was on my do not draft board, but he's someone that's super interesting. If CMC goes down, he is available. Jaden Higgins, what happened to him? Why didn't he get drafted? Oh, did he get hurt? He was way projected high. Oh, no. There's some good players here. Xavier Legette. Marvin Mims. Trevor Lawrence. Jets defense. Remember, that's Aaron Glenn's the guy in Detroit. Braylon Allen if Brees Hall goes down. Tua, who at times has been quarterback one. Jacob Esch. Yeah. Look at my league schedule. Home or away doesn't really matter. I open and close against Mikey. I'm predict my schedule. Win. Very, very tough, difficult, close game. I think this one's a win. Against Robert and Stevie here back-to-back on the road. Tough road trip. No buys. Going win-win here. I think I'm going to open 6-0. Against AJ, my boy from MCN. Shootout. Huge shootout. Trap game after a tough start to the season. Eking out 6-0. 3 of 4 on the road. I think this one here, another win. At Howie. After this tough stretch, I mean, I finally just get on a fucking roll. We're talking win. I'm predicting a perfect season. Perfect season I'm predicting. I earned the bye week. 14-0, 15, 16, and 0. I'm going 16-0 is my prediction. 16-0. With that being said, what a great draft. What a ton of fun this has been. I'm going to launch Jackbox now. I hope some of you will join. I'm going to launch it now. You're going to take me a moment. I'm going to stop this stream and start that one. God bless us, everyone.